Welcome in to Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling, the only podcast on the Marksline Media Empire conglomeration experience, breaking down episodes by episodes, beat by beats, and sweats by sweats. Lucha Underground. We are all the way there, baby. Season 4, Episode 9, a match made in heaven. And if you're looking for a pair of hosts made in heaven, you might want to go a little bit further down south, because we a bunch of Hellboys. We some bad boys. It's Sean and James.
Oh, yeah, we got one big hand, one tiny little hand, okay? Call a scary movie, too. We're Hellboys.
Yep.
That's the two references mashed together, but I think it's probably a Hellraiser, not Hellraiser, I apologize. I'm thinking of the Stan Helsing cover. That's a movie that would have parodied Hellboy as well, but I feel like Scary Movie 4 should have as well.
James, if you would have gone for 3 references all in one single sentence, my little mind would have exploded.
Oh, dang. My Little Seany.
By the two. Hey, now, I do not want to hear any Shawnees going up to Rebecca Sugar at conventions and giving her a hard time.
Brawnies are like dudes who are really into Sean.
My Little Shawnees?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I need them to be chill for once in their life. Much like the actual brawny paper towel guy who seems chill as fuck.
My Little Seany, friendship is tragic.
Jesus Christ. Because they all keep dying.
Yeah, hey, guys.
Listen,
friends die, that's what they do, fuckers. They let you down by, oh, my heart stopped. God damn it.
What a pussy. What are we, Cole Radrick? All our friends are dead?
How about how about your bones are strong enough to withstand a car crash, okay?
Yeah. How about, I don't know how my most recent friend died. I should look that up, but I don't know how to ask. I recently had another friend from Buffalo Comedy pass away recently, and I don't know how to ask other friends still in Buffalo, hey, how did this guy die? You know what I mean? Like that's a difficult conversation to broach.
Here's what I do. You go to his Facebook page, and then, friends and family are probably discussing it. And then you click into comments where someone will have asked, and then someone will hopefully answer. Sometimes no one does. Maybe there's some speculation. I feel some people, but they're not friends. They're just fans of my friends who passed away. They'll be like, how did they pass away? And everyone's like, no, it's a sensitive subject. We don't want to talk about it. But boy, oh boy, if you listen to their music, we should have been reading between the lines, brothers. But they're functioning addicts, and that's the worst kind because, friends can't see it.
Yeah, I feel, functioning is always such a weird. This is different for in Buffalo, in the circle of friends I was running with, where like sometimes I look back on that functioning and I'm like, were they functioning or were all of us just ill-equipped to recognize and handle? That's a fine line, because so much of us were just broken adult children holding our genitalia on stage, whispering ha-has. That like again, functioning just became such a broad term, you know what I mean?
Yeah. In my case, it was, no, they were functioning or they just weren't using well around us. So we didn't see a change. Or, I'm on one side of the state, the others are on the other side of the state. And, it's just, you wake up to a call and then you're sad for the rest of your life because you can't go to therapy. You can't afford it.
Of course.
So I use this as my therapy. Sean, how do I deal with, a friend or two overdosing?
You push all those feelings down, deep down, and you watch some fun television.
Or you go to where therapy isn't needed because it's always a blast. You go on over to Slam Town.
Yeah.
Where ding dong is, what is that? I hear wedding bells.
Oh my gosh, you're getting so ahead of ourselves in what may already be the least responsible opening to this podcast we've ever had.
Yeah.
In a match made in heaven, season 4, episode 9. So many things have gone down. It's another very story driven. I think all of these episodes are going to be so story driven. because we get like another, like, I think it's like under 6.0 rating on Cage Match that like disagree. I think this match is phenomenal. So
Wait,
much
the
fun.
final match is a 6.0?
No, the overall episode.
Okay,
is rated.
yeah. I could see sort of the first two matches, but they're still solid matches. I'd give them a 7. But the last one was so good and it ended so perfectly. The first ending I thought was perfect. Then the second ending, I'm crying. And then I'm crying even more. I retold how this ended to Nicole, and I was like, oh, hold on, Nicole. I'm going to start tearing up again.
Damn, we still got to get Nicole to watch an Exolicious match. I don't know how, and I don't know when. But Nicole, one day you will walk into her room, and the doors will lock, and there'll be screens surrounding you, and we'll start playing like kind of like if you remember the one character that was parodied by George Carlin from The Matrix, where he's like sitting in front of a bunch of TV screens and he's watching the whole world. He's not the Oracle, but he's watching everything go down. He's like Uatu the Watcher, but in The Matrix. We do that, but with Exolicious / Sunny Kiss matches, and Nicole we won't lock the door. We'll make the lock sound, and then she'll be like, eh? And then we're like, no, it's okay. If you want to go, we get it.
Well, no, this is what we do. We do a watch along saying it's A Clockwork Orange, and we're going to keep your eyes open for A Clockwork Orange. And then it's just an Exolicious match. And she's like, oh, this was a far less time commitment than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it's like a nice 5 to 15 minute match somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's begin. I think I've talked to you before about my history with Clockwork Orange. No bueno.
Yeah, we have. I watched it at Lysicere and Demonic's house, and I'm like, I don't get the hype, guys.
It's fine. It's fine. It's not even that it's bad. I'm never gonna enjoy a movie that I had a panic attack in front of my ex-girlfriend at. That's never gonna be a movie I remember fondly.
And you want to know what? I remember fondly a movie where an ex-girlfriend had a panic attack in front of me afterwards. So, go watch The Lovely Bones. Highly recommend.
Yeah, and if neither of those movies suit your fancies, try The Love Guru. It's not good, but you can watch it.
I thought you were going to say, try Lucha Underground Season 4, Episode 9.
No, I'm just out here trying to push the Love Guru on people. I've been paid by Mike Myers' people. Well, and I'm grateful.
Speaking of love gurus, I think I see two people falling in love. A little person named... forgot their name, Ponderosa and Mr. Cueto.
I'm just so upset right now. For weeks, ever since she came to the temple, one of my number one complaints against Lucha Underground is give me more Mariposa, formerly known as Cheerleader Melissa. We go to Antonio's office. The two we are speaking of course, Mariposa and Antonio. As Antonio is on the phone, wow, I wrote this a little too late at night. All of my notes say Dario, but Dario is dead, and his sexy salt and peppered father is running shit now.
It's not salt and pepper. It's salt with maybe a dash of pepper.
Yeah, it's like garlic pepper, so it's all white.
Okay.
Antonio is on the phone. Everything is going smoothly. He's planning another sacrifice tonight. I kept rewinding this and I couldn't make out. He says, gives someone my best. Could you catch who that was?
No, I watched this very early yesterday morning because your boy's just working 6-day weeks nonstop, it feels like.
God bless you, sweet, hardworking man, you. Damn. Okay, so some not important to the scene as it unfolds. Mariposa, aka Ponderosa, enters and butters up to the new boss immediately. Just very. First of all, hamina. We haven't seen Mariposa be very sexually beautiful.
Excuse me. Every scene she is in with Marty
is creepy, and she's it always looks like she's wearing human flesh. This one's just a no human flesh, just low cut top, and just yabba dabba do.
Yeah, and she is saying, "Oh, you're so handsome," and it's yeah, but also he's disheveled from sheer toony lunacy, and it's just he's a cartoon character, and you could see him as a Scooby-Doo villain, but
deeply so.
Yeah, I'm not I'm not clicking on to Rule 34 of this cartoon, okay?
Well, and I think she makes it known very quickly when she's like, now, I didn't come here to seduce you. As though she had not been seducing him very successfully this entire time. Mm-hmm. Like, she has an ulterior motive. She came here for a Gift of the Gods title match. She even says, going back real quick, even the way she's like, I've always fantasized about you. Maybe because it's so forbidden. I'm like, this is... Damn. I know you're not attracted to Antonio because I can see Antonio. Well, you know what though? As much as like Antonio looks like a crazy Looney Tunes, like he's not doing well. Mm-hmm. There's something kind of hot about that. There's something like he's very powerful and he looks disheveled as fuck. Like, I don't know. There's something both mysterious and I can fix him and I don't need to fix him because he's so powerful. There's some layers to the hotness of Antonio Cueto. It's not a healthy attraction, but as much as I think she is just using him to get that title match, I do see it,
I was going to say he's your Nelson Muntz.
He's kind of like a Nelson Muntz, but like a Nelson Muntz that, again, I don't have to save as much because he is doing very well for himself.
Nelson's also doing good. He's beating up kids for lunch money.
We've seen his home multiple times. Nelson Muntz, low-key, the saddest character in The Simpsons oeuvre, I think.
No, Mole Man is okay.
Mole Man's doing great. What are you talking about? He got hit in the balls with that football?
No one's gay for Mole Man.
Oh. He was saying boo earns. So she came here for the Gift of the Gods title match. Antonio regretfully must decline. He says she doesn't deserve it. So Mariposa offers 2 stacks of cash because and she immediately is like, by the way, in case you forgot, my family is very wealthy. Antonio, take a look at this. And he's like, well, yeah, it's a good point. You are very wealthy. So he cannot say no to someone as beautiful and as dangerous as the Mariposa and her $20,000 that she just gave him.
Damn.
And it's like, as he says, I could never say no. She goes, and I'll never take a no for an answer. This sort of reminder that like, her and Marty are crazy. Maybe Marty more so. But they're also very rich. Mm-hmm. And Mariposa's craziness is just like someone who's never been told no. Did we talk about House of Yes last week?
Yeah.
It's very, I'm surprised we haven't talked about it regarding these two before. Part of that play revolves around they are a fairly wealthy family.
Oh.
The reason one of the twins is allowed to go so insane without ever really seeking treatment is that they can sort of just hide them. And I feel like that's sort of what this family did with both of them. Obviously, Marty to a further extent. But it's just like, well, yeah, no one's going to ever tell us no because we're rich. So, like, give me a mask made of human flesh. That's going to be my bag. And Marty, whatever you're doing, go for it.
Hey, if being in love is crazy, call me crazy, all right?
Hold on now. But James, we can't.
Also, like, love is crazy. Have you ever been in love, Sean? You feel crazy, all right? Love inherently is crazy, but also because it is, it's not.
James, that's a beautiful sentiment that I wholeheartedly agree with. This episode was off to, again, such an irresponsible start. We cannot start putting in our approval of incel relationships right now.
Not
we can't
incel.
Do that. Marty and Mariposa are famously incel.
No, incest is what you're thinking.
Incest, excuse me. Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but you're down for incel relationships because then they're not incels. They're anti-cell.
They're in love.
Oh, dang.
With themselves. This is the rom complex.
Oh. Actually, it could be. This is comedy and it's romantic at the end and in the beginning.
We go over to the desk.
Well, real quick, we get a post-deal making pee-pee drink from Mr. Cueto.
Of course.
Also, I wonder if they didn't have the Modelo deal on lock in the beginning when they had to clearly film all these vignettes before production, like wrestling started happening. And that's why all the beer bottles don't have a logo on it. Like when he's drinking, it should be Modelo. It's shaped like Modelo, but there's no logo on it.
Oh, I didn't catch that. Maybe also why they put it like that's how they close the scene is he finishes his bottle of Modelo. Mm-hmm. So that like if that deal didn't come through, they could kind of hacked that part off. So it's just showed him drinking a beer throughout the scene.
Yeah.
It's not such like a spotlighted prop. Interesting catch. Let us know. Hey, Modelo, get at us. When did you get that deal? And also, who do we have to kill to get a deal with Modelo? Is it a son? What about... I will produce an offspring for you and then murder him and take over his temple for this brand deal. Modelo, let us know. Hit us up.
And I will produce an offspring album. And then, we can, on tour, Modelo and Offspring. They're back at it again for the first time.
Here's the question, though, because, again, Antonio famously kills his son Dario to take over the temple in season 4, and season 4 is where we get this Modelo sponsorship. Would you be willing to produce this Offspring album only to kill it before it could ever reach the public?
Well, I'm going to kill it in the American sense when it's...
Okay, that's not what they're asking for.
No, when it comes to producing and
doing
putting
very
out
well.
art. Like, we killed it. And I killed it for this Offspring. People are like, whoa, they need to make a new Tony Hawk game just to have the Offspring on it, you know?
Amazing, and I don't doubt your abilities. There is zero sacrifice in that instance. That's just you doing a good job.
Guess what? We're recording on magnetic tape once again. It's not digital, it's analog, and you get the crisp feel of it, and everyone's like, oh my God, you can hear there was no click track being recorded to.
Amazing. Everyone's getting so excited for this new Offspring album that Offspring, who listen to this podcast, I know you do, just now heard are making. So boys, get back into them studios. We got some killing it to do. As we go over to the desk, the Worldwide Underground and the Reptiles collide in an Atomicos match tonight, our main event. A reminder that if the Worldwide Underground win, Johnny gets a wish granted by Cobra Moon. But if the Reptiles win, Johnny must join the Reptiles, effectively killing the Worldwide Underground. And what's your wish, Vampiro? To kick things off right now, let's fucking go. The first match of the night. Tonight, it's the Rabbit Tribe, Paul London, Mala Suerte, and Saltador. They are in the ring, and they will be fighting... Antonio interrupts.
Oh no.
He is so pleased that they volunteered tonight for this match, but as they discussed on the phone, only one can compete. So Paul hops on the mic to sort of not interrupt him, because he would never interrupt the boss like that, right? But just to sort of finish Antonio's thought. Paul says Mala, by failing the tribe, eating the pin. I think the last 2 pins. I could be wrong.
Ooh, eating a pin would be bad. You know, that sharp piece going down your throat.
No, you want to do it all in one bite because that's kind of a smooth. So it goes thin then wide then thin then wide again.
Okay, now if only Tommy Pickles could have eaten the pin, i.e. the playpin, he wouldn't have needed that little screwdriver to unlock it.
No, of course. That's if Tommy Pickles was Matter Eater Lad, so many of the Rugrats' problems would have been solved. But by failing the tribe and being pinned, Mala Suerte, you have failed the White Rabbit. So now you get to prove your worth by having a little tussle. This is an exact quote. I do love having a little tussle is a great way to describe wrestling, and I will hear nothing else.
Except this isn't a tussle, it's a goddamn massacre.
It's not a massacre, James. It's a sacrifice to the gods. Mala tries to stop Paul, but he goes, no. And Paul and Saltador leave the ring. Like, Saltador, not about this. You are something you have mentioned over the weeks. Mala Suerte and Saltador are along for the ride, but they're not super jazzed about the occult evil turnings that Paul London has taken them on.
It's pretty much like, hey, we're all going to one destination, and Paul's like, hey, hitchhiker. And they're like, whoa, that's not who we were originally wanting to pick up. You said someone else. No, yeah, let's pick up this hitchhiker. And that hitchhiker's like, hey, you want to see a dead body? I guess. Oh, where is it? You're going to be making them, or you're going to be them.
Partially. I don't want to take away, though, Paul's intention. I think Paul, by virtue of he debuted with the White Rabbit, right? Like he was doing White Rabbit promos. I think that this occult sort of dealio was Paul's intention this whole time. I think Paul was always going to give his soul to the White Rabbit. I think if anything, Mala Suerte and Saltador were like hitchhikers he picked up along the way that were like, okay, this is kind of cool. Oh, we do a bunch of drugs and then we just kind of hang out. Sweet. Like, I think like the more this goes on, the more I'm like, this is a Charles Manson situation.
Okay.
I don't think Paul necessarily maybe knew the extent of what it would take, but I think he was always prepared to go that far.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So the sacrifice match begins. Mala Suerte, Matanza comes out. He's coming to the ring. Mala immediately dives. Love this for Mala Suerte. If you're going to play two different characters who are going to die and or be disappeared, fucking go out fighting. Take the dive through the ring, slides Matanza back into the ring, only to throw him into the corner. Quote from Vampiro, Popeye him up with cartoon sound effects and all.
It rocked. I loved it because it makes it seem like it's magic that's happening. Like it's established magic is real. So
100%.
If they have this magic, they can be cartoon characters.
100,000%. Like, I think that was their magic. That always was their magic. And I mean, and maybe like going back to that sort of like hitchhikers on the road, that's probably the magic that Paul sold them on. Was like, hey, do you guys want some magic, but maybe not be, you know, the most violent or the most this, or don't want to worry about chronomancy like Aerostar, because it's so hard to keep track of the timelines once you start dealing with time magic. Join the Rabbit Tribe. We're going to deal in silly little guy magic. All right, awesome. Also, be prepared to commit atrocities beyond words, because we must shed ourselves from like, I don't know, something about being a trickster and shedding yourself of empathy to become a more effective trickster. And by shedding yourself of that empathy also means becoming more and more sociopathic. And they're like, huh? And then Paul's like, don't worry, here's some funny cartoon sound effects. Go have a match with those. And they're like, yeah.
He breaks open a can of spinach, Popeye style, eats it. You think he's going to get big muscles. He's going Gon style. He starts tooting on him.
Yeah. No, it is Fart Storm USA. I won't say it's working, but Mala Suerte is doing it. He goes to the opposite turnbuckle. This kind of breaks my heart. This might be the last time we see the most deadly coast-to-coast drop kick, which if you're a first-time listener, it is not coast to coast in that he flies from one ring post to the other. He just climbs to the opposite ring post, goes, yeah, and then hops down delicately. This time with sound effects as well as a bunny hop. Normally he at least does a light jog. This time he's like, no, I'm going to do a full-on bunny hop from one side of the ring to the other. Mm-hmm. Gets the drop kick in. Everyone's like, yeah, this is wrestling. However, what is more wrestling might be a headbutt and Wrath of the Gods. Matanza only needs 2 moves, but they are effective as he finishes the match, pinning Mala Suerte in under a minute, 53 seconds.
No. And we should mention when Antonio is doing his whole spiel up on the top balcony of this new ice house, there are 2 teenagers on his right and his left just completely unenthused with what he is saying. I don't know who brought them. I don't know if they're there on purpose. They just aren't having this dumb shit.
No, they thought this was going to be the Ultimate Fighter. They thought this was MMA.
They thought this was going to be WWE. They were like, yeah, man, let's see John Cena wreck house.
Not even, like, I can't even, I guess you could. WWE, what is this? What is this? We're in 2017, 2018 now?
I think 18.
So, like, I think Kofi Mania is 2018 or 2019.
I don't know. Okay, then maybe they thought this was going to be a Roblox tournament.
They probably thought this was going to be a Roblox tournament. I guess I was trying to say WWE might be getting better at this point, or at least, like, I don't know. I'm too mean. Am I too mean to this billion-dollar corporation? Maybe not.
No, they also suck ass. Like,
they suck severe ass.
I don't think anyone should be working for them anymore. Like that, they just suck.
Especially with the comparison.
With everything.
The comparison I've had with WWE and SNL just grows like tighter day by day. After their recent firing of somebody for saying Free Palestine and going directly to like the Kill Tony podcast to look for a replacement hire. This is SNL. SNL is WWE. And there's a reason nobody watches either.
Wait, Lorne Michaels was on Kill Tony? I can't believe I haven't listened to this episode yet.
I know that you're feeling your armor for goosebumps just hearing the exciting new news.
Oh no, I was looking at my Apple Watch saying, how come my RSS feed hasn't updated? Because you know that's a morning of listen for me.
Immediate. Speaking of updates, just to update on Saltador and Mala Suerte in regards to their evilness. Mala Suerte has been disappeared. As is the right of the sacrifice match. The loser gets disappeared. And Saltador is pushing back against Paul in vain. As Mala's disappeared, Paul holds the crushed Saltador in glee. So there's Saltador crying under his mask. Paul being like, tee-hee-hee, this is what I want.
Dang.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up.
Hanging out with Ryan Murphy and whatnot.
Of course. Wait, what?
Because they're hanging out in Glee.
Oh, okay. That's an actor from the television show Glee.
The creator of Glee, I think.
Oh, great. Good reference. I'm sorry I don't know more about Glee. Speaking more about fucked up shit, it's a Joey Ryan match. Joey Ryan and Jack Evans versus Exolicious and Evilise. I kind of like this. They don't really like specifically say this story, but bad guys looking to get some win backs, right? Evilise beat Joey for her spot in the Gift of the Gods match. EXO beating Jack in the first and last ever Jack Evans Invitational Challenge. Of course, the last time we saw Jack, I'm pretty sure the last time we saw Jack was when he was spying on Exolicious, being real creepy and real shitty about it. Just like, I'm not even looking at you, shut up. I'm a winner. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Did Jack Evans and Exolicious, did they come up in the same company? Have they wrestled before? Because it seems like they are friends before Lucha Underground, and that's why they are teaming up together.
I'm not sure, actually, their history.
And by teaming up, I mean going head to head, like right off the bat.
It might be that they know each other, or they've worked together. I'm trying to think, at this point, Jack would have been pretty deep into Mexico. He would have been pretty deep into AAA.
It doesn't matter. We'll figure this out later because I'm assuming this beef is going to keep going.
I think so. It would also be cool. I think the reason I'm so curious, it would be cool even if he was just like, nah, I saw Exolicious, like watched their tapes when I heard we were going to hire them and was like, yeah, let me work with them. Let me put this person over. They seem really good. And this is like spoilers. This match is an amazing showcase for Exolicious. Like solid match for everyone involved, but like Exolicious is just very fun to watch wrestle.
Yeah.
And does a lot of cool shit.
There's like truly, maybe it's because of, him being just a bad person in hindsight. Just Joey is the least fun in this match, whereas everyone else was like getting their stuff in. But also story purposes, I guess Joey was just hanging out, not doing much, figuring out the match to best take down his opponents.
Yeah, I don't know. I was familiar with Joey Ryan, but like I don't know. I don't know. I haven't seen enough of his matches to say decisively whether or not he's like the least sort of like athletically minded, and even like he's a piece of shit. But that's not even an insult to say he's the least athletically minded among Evilise and Jack Evans and Exolicious. Mm-hmm. Like it's just that they are doing so much.
Yeah.
And Joey was
like those three have similar styles, and then Joey would be considered like like the strong style, or maybe just like a big hoss, if I'm getting any of those styles correct.
I mean, kind of. He's not the biggest guy, so like against like big guys, he would work a more like all around. Like I would almost classify him almost like an all arounder, like a Mario. I think, but more importantly, also it's weird because there's nothing wrong with comedy wrestling. And I will say time again, I love good comedy wrestling. Could be only to say because there are some people out there that are weird dorks. Like, no, wrestling's got to be serious and angry and blah 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 blah. We're not saying that. But that Joey Ryan did wrestle a very comedic style. Mm-hmm. And I think in a way that like there are comedy wrestlers. And that's why I always say I like the Bugs Bunnies, because there are guys like Colt Cabana and Orange Cassidy where some of the joke is that they're amazing wrestlers, right?
Yeah.
Like that is part of the joke, is like Colt Cabana creates comedy by wrestling circles around you. The joke with Orange Cassidy is that he seems so laid back that all of his moves seem so nonchalant, like he's not trying. To actually pull that off, he is a very adept wrestler. And then when he turns that burner on, he's not trying. All of a sudden, he starts trying. It's like going Super Saiyan 10 out of nowhere.
It's not to give myself a compliment, but when I used to do rap videos on Instagram, some people would be like, whoa, like, are you actually being serious though? And I'm like, yeah, what do you mean? And they're like, oh, we thought this was like a comedy thing. I was like, why? What's comedic about it? And they're like, I don't know, like, it's just like really good. And I'm like, okay, because you see me, I look like a nerd and shit, but like I'm really good at rapping. You think it's supposed to be comedic, even though there's nothing comedic about it.
No, or I don't. Were they familiar with you? Because like with other things, because
this is just people on Instagram finding me and saying like, what?
Interesting. Instagram people are weird. But to get back to the point, from what I've seen about Joey's matches, and again, he's a piece of shit. I'm not going to attack his wrestling here because I don't think he was a bad wrestler, and he's certainly was doing more athletically than I'm doing on a podcast talking shit right now. But like, I don't think his comedy played to the way that like Colts and Oranges do. Where like, I think part of his comedy could sort of be, I'm not wrestling super hard. You know what I mean? So I don't think he tuned the edge. I don't think he tuned the edge to the extent that, again, we will shit on Joey Ryan for so many other things, namely being a monster that deservedly needed to be outed from professional wrestling. An industry that put up Vince McMahon for however many years. That's how bad Joey Ryan was as a person. For those reasons, we'll shit on Joey Ryan. But to say he was not as athletically motivated as Jack Evans, Exolicious, and Evilise, again, is not an insult. It's just how far they are.
And also, again, I've said it many times, we don't need to keep bringing, like... We've said it on other shows, like he's a bad person, and I don't even think we need to like defend or not defend his wrestling style. Just in this match, he wasn't exciting, but
this is why you should not do a wrestling podcast. Children, if you're listening, this is why you don't do a wrestling podcast, because Joey Ryan will show up in the company. And it's weird because I want to talk about this, and it's like I want to it's like I want to be clear, I'm not putting down his wrestling, but I also want to be clear, it's always a good idea to put down Joey Ryan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's complicated. But I think, yeah.
Because I will defend what you said is, putting down his wrestling would also be putting down other wrestlers who wrestle like him, and that's not what we're trying to do. Just like how 100%. You said people who hate comedy wrestling because it's just comedy, that's just bad to do for the art form in general, and that's what you were saying instead. Like, let's
100%.
move on. Hey, guys, I gotta go to work, so I guess we're not talking about this match now.
Yeah, Evie and EXO work together great. Jack and Joey are fine. And it's mostly them building heat for Exolicious hot tags. And her moves are insane. I love it when she, like, Evie starts the match, she ties up Jack, then she tags out. So Evie ties up Jack, but with her butt, is how I describe that.
Yeah, Stryker says, I understand the ha-ha, but this is practical. They are taking down the opponent with these ass cheeks of, you could say ass cheeks of hell or ass cheeks of heaven. It depends on what receiving end you are at.
100%. But I can't remember. A couple of wrestlers have done that move where they post up in the turnbuckle, they hook their opponent's head with their feet, and they just sort of drive their opponent's head into their own ass, like over and over again. So it's kind of like you're booty bumping their head, but it's a why you're hitting yourself situation, which is always great to see.
One of my favorite spots was Jack lays out EXO, and then instead of kipping up how you would generally kip up, Exo goes into like the spider crab crawl from The Exorcist and starts running at Jack, and Jack is genuinely terrified.
It's beautiful. And only a minor correction. I don't think she kips up. I think it's a dodge. She like the Matrix dodge.
Okay,
so she instead of ducking a clothesline by going forward, they go backward, arching their back, and land in that spider.
Okay.
Which is even wilder to do from a full standing position.
And we haven't talked about this. There's a new ref now.
Oh, I didn't catch their name.
I think it's Nick something.
Nick Swartzen is refereeing? Good for him.
Yeah, he is in character as Bucky Larson. He got that little peepee, but he shoots big.
But he shoots big, and it's so important. We see some nice double team offense as well. It's clear that like Exo, I just kind of get the vibe that Exo gets along with everyone, and Jack is a weird little shit. Jack clears Evilise eventually after that double team offense cover. Jack kicks out at 2. Exo then kind of focuses on Joey Ryan, takes him out, but Jack clears Evilise. And like while he's clearing Evilise, Exo, you may have hit a move on Joey, but Jack is a legal participant. So he sneaks back into the match, slaps on a modified triangle choke, and passes out Exolicious to win the match for his team in 6 minutes and 50 seconds.
Now, what Exo should have done is quickly just push up a little bit because Jack's shoulders were down. Ref could have done 1, 2, 3, and Jack would have been like, wait, what the hell? Because can you pin someone while they are actively choking you?
100% if your shoulders are on a mat.
Yeah.
A lot of things are easier, though, to say when you're not the one being choked out. And the only problem is, would Jack be like, what the hell? Or would he, like he does after this match, continue the hold? Bell rings. Jack does not let go of the choke. Even Joey's like, hey, stop it. We won. You're gonna get the decision reversed. But Jack does not let go of the hold until Evilise finally comes in and stomps Jack out of it. And Joey and Jack continue to fight about it as they're on the way to the back. And Evilise is helping Exo back up. Jack screams, it's not over until Exo is dead. We're like, oh, geez, bud.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh indeed. We have a third match on our 4-match bill. The Gift of the Gods Championship match, paid for with $20,000 and a sexy little wink, Mariposa versus El Dragon Azteca Jr.
And Dragon's coming up into the ring, and Stryker's just hyping him up, saying, oh man, he's a beacon of hope. He's so good, this, that. And Vamp's like, shut up. I hate goodness. And if you want to be good, if you want to have some valor in the ring, guess what? You're going to lose. And time again, just Vampiro needs to eat his words.
Vampiro is the Sean on Lucha Underground. A lot of strong takes and really opinionated predictions that just don't turn out his way.
But how this match starts is a lot like how you like to start dates with women.
What?
Dick Kick City, baby.
That's not. Nope. Ooh. I don't.
Ooh. Hey, all those juggalettes out there.
No.
If you're into ball crushing, too bad. He likes ball kicking.
I don't. This is not what I want. There was a movie, I forget what it's called, with Penn and Teller, where Penn like goes on national TV and he makes like a joke like, yeah, if anyone can kill us, I'll give you like $1,000 or something like that. And then the rest of the movie is like, why would you say that on TV? Now everyone's trying to kill us.
Whoa.
That's what you're doing to my balls. I want you to realize that's what you're doing to my balls right now. My heart and my balls. I don't want this.
Is the bit that Teller, the first thing he ever says on television is,
I want you to kill me.
Yeah. And then it's like, well, why did you say it? Just stop talking. Is that the bit?
No, I think the bit is Penn Jillette talks too much.
Okay,
like classic guy Penn Jillette putting his foot in his mouth.
If I were to rewrite it, rework it, I would have said like, no, that's the first thing Teller ever says. And then Penn's like, oh no, this is why we don't have you talk.
Speaking of stop talking, stop telling people to kick me in the balls. But that is an accurate description of the beginning of this match. Referee Justin Bourdain presents the title as he holds it up behind his back. Mariposa, like also similarly very honorable as she offers a handshake, only to low blow Dragon as he accepts. Straight to Dick Kick City. She tries sending him into the corner, however, Dragon reverses. He counters, sends her into the corner, a series of running strikes with a basement drop kick. Dragon recovers quickly, however, Mariposa right back on him as she gets caught. She catches him in a Samoan drop. Mariposa covers for 2. It's nice to see Mariposa be able to play. She's more of the powerhouse. She's more of the quote unquote hoss in this match.
Dang, she's doing sweet tooth moves over there.
She's basically Sweet Tooth.
Because, Samoa Joe.
Joey Sanoa, of course. I'm watching it with our friend Shake over on Shake and Bakey, twitch.com. I need to get back on Twitch. I'm plugging all of our friends' Twitches, and I'm never plugging my own anymore. But like, I've only caught I think it's episode 4 of season 2, so I need to go back to watch the rest of the season. Mm-hmm. But phenomenal episode. If anything, this just to watch that series, to watch Mike Mitchell and Samoa Joe / Will Arnett, like their characters sort of come together.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I feel like Mike Mitchell is doing... Stu wasn't a Super Bowl defined Twisted Metal character. So as Mike Mitchell is really doing a lot with Stu, it feels like Mike Mitchell hanging out with Needles Kane, aka Sweet Tooth.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. That's like such a fucking cool. They nailed it. Casting fucking nailed it. What can I say?
A lot of the writers are friends with Mike Mitchell, and on Doughboys, all last month was just all about Twisted Metal, and the writers when they came on, they were like, we were just in the writer's room thinking, well, how can we really fuck up Mike Mitchell today?
Literally just Mike. What are some other? I'm curious after they get to like whatever. What is the Community? 5 seasons in a movie?
6 seasons in a movie.
6 seasons in a movie. Once they do that with Twisted Metal, what are some other just horrible people in video games they can put Mike Mitchell with?
Yeah, I don't know.
The world's an exciting place. But so this match, I forgot how we brought. Oh yeah, because the Samoan drop. Mariposa covers for 2. Fight forever chant. And this is like the opening couple minutes. This is not a long match either. This is actually even shorter than the tag match. But to hear that might have been crowd sweetened. There were some moments later that I'm like, there's some obvious crowd sweetening going on. So thinking back at it now, I probably shouldn't have put that in my notes because there's no way to know. But it's exciting. And again, I'm reminded how much I enjoy seeing Mariposa wrestle, and how like if I have criticisms about Lucha Underground, one of them would be, give us more Mariposa. Like she's great. She gets her character. Like they're weird, wild, and wacky. And like I would have liked to seen a moment where maybe Mariposa gets some more light as opposed to Marty, and she doesn't get just utterly jobbed out. Like she can get jobbed out, but don't make it so utterly. Mm-hmm. They shout out the last man standing match against Ivelisse, which was a great match. Just give me more Mariposa. 450 splash from Dragon covers for like a 2.9. Then Mariposa recovers. Massive vertebreaker, the butterfly wings, another 2.9. Everyone's on their feet. Everyone's just throwing bombs. Mariposa loads up for a second butterfly effect. I said butterfly wings. The move is called butterfly effect. Mariposa loads up for a second butterfly effect, but Dragon spins out, hold on to Mary to roll through, cross the legs for that Delphine pin, and wins the match in 3 minutes and 8 seconds.
Oh, yeah. We got our fighting champ. Any freaking competitor wants to challenge. Oh, Dadge Jr.'s gonna do it.
Yeah, what's up? Wake up. Dragon's here.
I really like his mask because it reminds me of what a 90s rad cool soft drink that's watermelon or just melon flavor. That's the design that his mask is. And I'm like, give me some Sobe right now, okay?
Hell yeah. Any graphic designers out there, if you're like racking your brain, you're like, oh, it's so hard. How am I going to convey subtext with just a simple design? Sometimes you just got to slow it down and be like, hey, what would look cool on a 90s soda pop can?
Oh, yeah.
And do that. Just do that. Atomico's main event match, the 4-on-4 tag between the Reptile tribe of Cobra Moon, Daga, Vibora, and Drago versus the Worldwide Underground of Johnny Mundo, Taya, PJ Black, and Ricky Mundo. No relation. Reptiles come out first, and weird. It seems like we're missing a large Luchasaurus-sized reptile. There's no Vibora out here.
Oh, dang.
Also, I do love, as they're coming out, there's a big old free Drago chant. Cobra takes the mic to call out what Johnny did to Vibora last week, which, if this is your first episode, was behead him. He broke into their lair, and he took a big old sword out, and he cut off Vibora's head. So now Vibora doesn't have a head anymore, and he's dead, and I'm sad. but Cobra says that was cold-blooded, and I respect that. No problem, though, no problem. Apparently she can't reassemble a head, but you were right, you were half right last week, she can bring people back from the dead. She can inject them with some venom, and she does so to bring back Jeremiah Snake. Out comes Sammy Callahan, the former Jeremiah Crane, now Jeremiah Snake.
I'm pretty sure it's Jeremiah Snang.
Nope. If
it was Jeremiah Crane, it should be Jeremiah Snang now.
It was never Jeremiah Crane. That was all you.
He's the brain inside the robot that is the Lucha Underground temple.
That's a beautiful metaphor that means nothing.
Jeremiah Snang, I love him, but...
Oh my God. Yep.
We should, real quick, did you have any predictions for if Mundo wins, what would his wish be?
Not until... So, I got mildly spoiled. Sometimes when I'm watching, I'm like... as I'm watching the matches, I have the cage match pulled up. I always cover up the next match, but I just wanted there for a quick to check the time as I'm making my notes. And so I didn't have the ending spoiled, but I did have who Johnny's one of his partners was going to be. And as soon as I saw that, that's okay. I called it once I saw that.
Same. My first predictions were his wish will be Dragon Ball panties level of just like, I actually didn't think this far ahead. And I don't know.
Not like a title opportunity or anything?
Yeah, he'd go like, a headband that I never need to wash. That's kind of what I need right now. And then I thought maybe Ricky Mundo's doll will just like blurt something out. And it's like, Ricky Mundo is the leader of the Worldwide Underground.
Ooh, that'd be fun. I guess to go along, because we had a week to think about this, if Johnny would have won, if Johnny wins this match and he gets his wish, I think he was already champion. He hasn't been trios champion, but I don't know if Johnny cares about that. I would say Johnny just takes it the next step further. He wishes to become the leader of the temple. He wishes to take Antonio's job.
Dang, that's a wish.
That's a wish. And then you can get as many Bulma's panties as you want. You're the boss, baby. You can just put that in the next inventory order.
Oh, yes, please. Give me them. Well, it wasn't her panties. It was just panties.
Oh, yeah. Bulma gives him panties at some other... Well, no, she shows Goku her panties, too. This is not a Dragon Ball podcast.
No, okay. Also, she doesn't show... She thinks she's showing panties, but Goku accidentally or purposefully removed them to be like, hey, where's her penis? And then when she shows panties to Master Roshi, she is nude from the bottom down, and then he starts bleeding from the nose.
Dragon Ball's weird. I recommend it, but I'm not going to say it's not weird.
Real quick, so
yeah.
Directly from Slamtown, all of the Worldwide Underground comes out. And yes. Johnny is saying, hey, in the same vein as you wanted to find a new person, we got to get the best team possible. So, sorry, Ricky. Don't make this awkward. Get the fuck out of here.
Yo, you got to give him the line, because it's such a dumb fucking inside baseball line. Sorry, Ricky, but this is one job you're not going to do.
Oh, yeah.
Because Ricky gets jobbed out. He's holding his little doll. He's so sad about it. And I do love, though, because I also had put down that don't make it awkward, bro. Get out of here.
Now, who did you think, or I guess you had it spoiled for you. My first guess was like, who would he want to guarantee a win? And I was like, it would be so funny if he's like, Matanza, get out here.
Yo, would have been great. Make Matanza work twice. Honestly, I forgot it for a second. And as we presented this, I was so convinced, and I think it has been, bad guy versus bad guy. This has been a heel faction versus a heel faction this entire time. We correctly assessed last week and going on, like, by comparison, the Worldwide Underground were more of the good guys. And even that night, Johnny was just doing so well, and he got jumped from behind. That, like, the night that this started, that as season 4 is Aztec Warfare, Johnny has been the good guy by comparison, but they've still just been like such little shits that, like, for a second I'm like, oh, well, who's another bad guy? Could have been Cage, could have been so-and-so, like, and then I'm like, oh, wait, did I see? Maybe I did see that. That's when I'm like, did I actually see that name when I was scrolling? And when they bring him out, to both to see him because we haven't seen him all season and I miss him. Also to just be like, hey, we're the good guys, by the way. Drago's former best friend and newest, I don't think he's a member, but he's certainly wearing a Worldwide Underground headband. He's a Worldwide Underground headband wearer. Aerostar is here.
It's over his mask and just poorly fitted. It looks like
super poorly
putting an adult hat on a child.
Yes.
That's what it looked like.
It is like when your dog is walking around and you make him wear your like Cubs hat. And he's a dog. He's not. What is he doing with a hat on? But he is here to save his friend Drago. And the pathos.
At the headband thing, I thought
we got more headband notes.
This is just the one thing is
I got 10 more. Let's
Lucha
go.
Underground's biggest win is deciding that they either need to make it cool or make it dumb. And they work those lines so well that when it's dumb, you're fine with it. And when it's cool, you're fine with that as well. Opposed to, there are some wrestling companies that when it's dumb, you're like, this just isn't working. And when they're trying to be cool, you're like, wow, this really isn't working. But Lucha Underground straddles that line real good.
Yeah. I think I deeply agree with that. And cool can mean so many things. I know you are not a fan of the 45 minute to an hour, just like absolute bangers of like old school and modern day Japanese wrestling of like Kenta Kobashi and Misaharu Misawa or the Kenny Omega versus Okadas. I still think that shit's cool though. And it's like, but like, how do they achieve that cool? They're working for an hour and they are at the time two of the most like well-rounded complete athletes in the industry. Like if you're going to work for an hour, you need to be Kenny Omega and Okada, or you need to take it the fuck home in 15. You know what I mean? Like you need to either be that cool or take it, or like accept that you're not Mitsuharu Misawa. You don't need to wrestle an hour. And there's so many groups that like do both so well. I think especially the Worldwide Underground I think more than anyone else do both really dumb and really cool at the same time. Because like, yeah, you can be one or the other, but if you're both, you just might be my favorites. And like, I might need to wear your headbands. You know what I mean? But yeah, the bell rings. And I love the way that the Worldwide Underground start outside of the ring because the Reptiles came out first. So instead of just like they time it out so precisely. They surround the ring and they all slide in at the same time so that as much as they don't have the high ground, they have an advantage. They have a positioning advantage in surrounding them. They all throw each other out. The last two in the ring are Jeremiah and Johnny. Johnny throws a disaster kick to put Jeremiah down. But the Smash Mouth styling of Sami Callihan, Jeremiah Snang, if you will, is back. He puts Johnny down. And like we see a lot, Jeremiah runs a lot. I think there was a wise call to kind of put Jeremiah in this sort of match this is a very 4-on-4 is a very chaotic style. To see Jeremiah back in the temple and to just like see him sort of call a lot of the action here, it feels good. It feels like very dangerous chaos in a safe, entertaining way. And it's cool. I don't know if we got to see Jeremiah and Johnny. Maybe something for like tournaments, but it's cool to see them square off. They're very, very different styles. However, so Jeremiah puts Johnny down, not for long, as Arrow makes his presence felt. To seeing Jeremiah and Aerostar, even more so Aerostar back. So good. Aerostar sends Jeremiah out of the ring to meet Johnny, and then everybody gets to meet Aerostar as he dives onto the pile. This pile is piled for a minute. Daga assists Drago to tope over onto the pile. However, Daga gets cleared by Taya, and then she dives on the pile. Johnny finally, so many dives, crawls back up to the apron. He's like, yeah, poses to the audience for a second, where maybe we'll see like an acai moonsault, something from Johnny. Nah, fuck off. Jeremiah cuts off Johnny as he assists Cobra, throwing her over the top rope so she can bulldog Johnny onto the pile. This poor pile is just getting dove on from every which way and direction. Finally, everyone's outside the ring. Fuck it, we brawl.
It's kind of like a fountain that just takes the same water and recycles it and just keeps putting it down. But think of that with like a sand pile. It just keeps rounding about, and it's the same sand, just sometimes the sand's on top and sometimes that same sand is on bottom.
Yeah, and it will, and unlike the sand pile and fountain, it does heighten. I am excited by each new dive, especially the Cobra Jeremiah thing. I don't know if I don't know if I've ever seen somebody like that. Somebody, not just somebody bulldog someone off of the apron as their dive. So it's essentially two bodies diving. But seeing that double team with Jeremiah throwing her off, it was very nice to see. Very cool spot. Taya eventually gets thrown back in as Jeremiah meets her there. She throws a punch, but Jeremiah likes it and bites her finger before answering with a big boot. And now the teams are in the corner. Yeah.
Real quick, don't bite a wrestler's finger because they're hopped up on suppositories, because that's the pain meds. You got to take a lot of them. But in order to do promos, you got to keep your throat good. So suppository those pain meds, and then everything's hunky dory.
Everything's honky tonk manadory. God, I hate you. Teams are in their corners.
Hey, at least I didn't say hunky dory mandatory. Is that what you said?
I referenced the honky tonk man, which I don't like either. Listen, I meant to reference hunky dory funk, but I couldn't think of it at the time. So here we are now. Entertain us. Okay. I was stupid and contagious. Teams are in their corners now, as this becomes a bit more of an official match, right? Eventually, Taya dumps Snake with a German suplex, tags out to PJ, and PJ flies onto Jeremiah, clears the Reptile tribe, before simultaneously flying over and through Jeremiah. That classic, very aerial style of the Darewolf PJ Black. As long as he's been a bad guy, has a very exciting style to watch fight. Spinning back kick to the chin for the pin. Drago breaks it up though, as PJ tags into Johnny as they commit a stereo offense onto Drago, ending in this double kicks to the head. Also, it's weird. Listen, as they brought out Aerostar, they're not officially good guys yet. That being said, seeing Johnny and PJ work together, something I don't think we've ever totally talked about, they have phenomenal chemistry. Like all season and last season, anytime they're doing a double team off, specifically those two doing a double team offense together, their styles are so similar and they work so well. Not just their styles are similar, but they have that chemistry. They work in unison, and that like when we say stereo, it's usually two wrestlers doing the same thing at the same time. But they are hitting it like there is no there's no delay. They are so in sync. If there were women menstruating, their cycles would be like that.
You could have gone like audio wise of like, hey, you would think they just copied and pasted the same audio files and put one in the right, one in the left, and it doesn't do anything because it's so in sync.
The only reason I thought of the menstruation thing is because I've been doing podcasts with you for the past however many years. James, don't leave me alone on that disgusting off-color reference that I made. Don't leave me alone out here.
I'm not saying it was disgusting. I think actually the period is very beautiful because it means I'm not going to be a dad. Am I right, ladies?
Let them know.
And real quick, I thought you said, they're not fully good guys, but they brought out Aerostar, and just seeing Taya and Aerostar in the same corner cheering on in tandem Johnny Mundo was so cute and weird. I loved it. Like, I hope this team kind of persists a little bit, or at least it's Drago, Aerostar, and the Worldwide Underground still having to take down as a team the Cobra Snake tribe, Serpent tribe.
Or even just knowing that I have an ally, like in the future. Like sometimes that can just be enough. We saw it with like Cage and Cuerno, right? They might not have an active enemy. They might not be like an active team, but Cage is like, shit, I need somebody. Who's somebody in my past that I know I can count on? Hey, Cuerno, do you want to get in on this?
Yeah.
Like just having someone like that would be nice. Especially like, don't know how much we'll get into it, but assuming this series continues on, knowing that we're going towards a catastrophic war-like event of cosmic scale, knowing who's on whose side, like, right? Like this is gonna be the opening to Mortal Kombat Armageddon, and just knowing like, hey, who's on my team that I can trust? Like, who's on my side that I can also consider to be on my team? That's a huge deal.
Sean,
yeah.
If all of a sudden Armageddon happened, you and me, not a team. Unless you're down with the devil, baby.
Clearly. I've been
okay.
Here. Come on now. Wait, hold on. You don't think I don't know? The devil's cool as hell. He makes the best kind of heavy metal music.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
I don't know,
He's
man.
a bad guy, but he makes good music.
Creed's pretty good. You know that.
Yeah, I forgot. Damn it. You found out that I'm a secret double agent for Scott Staff.
You love this stuff.
I love this stuff, and I was going to join the Devil Forces just so I could supply information to Creed's Scott Staff.
Yeah.
And now I've been discovered, so I must flee the country, but not before finishing this match.
Okay, let's get this because I gotta get going.
Oh shit. Okay.
Because I'm looking at my Apple Watch. The Kill Tony episode finally showed up on my RSS feed.
We gotta get you to that Kill Tony listening fest. Great to see Johnny and PJ work together. He looks for the Moonlight Drive. He hits it, Johnny. Johnny's not a legal participant. So he hits that signature net breaker. However, Jeremiah, desperation thumps to the eyes, tags out to Cobra, who tags out to Drago. There is a crazy triple team sequence here. Cobra goes for a diving crossbody. Johnny catches her. So Drago and Jeremiah super kick. Johnny takes that on the chin, falls back, but rolls through, still holding on to Cobra. He's like, ah! So they just super kick him again, which is what you do in that situation. If you punch someone in the head and they just go, yeah, just keep punching them until they fall down.
Yeah.
Everybody pins Johnny. He triple pinfall. He barely kicks out and he just keeps firing up. He's like, no. And to see Johnny, seeing this babyface Johnny again, where he's taking on all three of these reptile tribes at the same time. And he's doing it. He is doing it like fucking Bruce Willis Die Hard action hero style. Everybody's getting punched in the head. However, eventually, like Bruce Willis, he's only a man. He can only do so much. The reptile tribe does take back over. He hits the ropes, comes back, triple super kick. Everybody kicks him in the head. Tilt-a-whirl DDT from Drago and a pin, but the Worldwide Underground finally come back in to break it up. Note that Johnny doesn't kick out. His gas is being spent.
Oh, shit. And it's so expensive these days.
It's so expensive. Drago and Johnny are left now in the ring as the Worldwide Underground and the Reptiles battle outside of the ring. They continue to brawl. Arrow I love this, so fucking cheeky. He's looking for just the right spot, and as soon as he finds it, he doesn't fly quite yet. He makes sure to make direct eye contact with Drago. Like, hey, you, watch me. Remember, I used to be your best friend. Remember what I can do? Look what I can do. It does a beautiful dive. One of those beautiful dives that only Aerostar can really hit.
Whoa, do you think under that mask is Stewart from Mad TV?
I've been saying that every day. That's Michael McDonald. He's too humble to admit he is the luchador legend.
And guys, you should watch his stand-up special. It fucking rips. It's really funny.
Hell yeah. Johnny misses the Moonlight Drive. Drago with the Dragon Whip, but can't complete the layer pinfall, right? So the Dragon Whip is the arm drag from the springboard. And then the Dragon Layer is he gets that pin, holds onto the foot. Can't quite commit to that pinfall, though, as Johnny rolls through, kicks him in the head. Fin de Mundo connects, and Johnny pins Drago for the 3, 8 minutes and 44 seconds.
Oh, yeah. And guys, the waterworks are about to begin.
God, it just gets so much better. Worldwide Underground and Arrow are huddling up in the ring as Cobra is chaining up Drago. They're hightailing it out of there as quick as they can. Johnny comes on the mic. Not so fast, Cobra. Reminds her of that wish. And there's someone here I know who could use a wish real bad. And fucking PJ and Taya, the little shits, they don't know what's going on. They're just like, no, yeah, me? Is it me? Give it to me. No, he's talking about the one that stepped up tonight, Aerostar. And she's not on mic, but I do catch Taya as she mouths to Johnny, are you okay? What's going on here? And Johnny makes his wish. Johnny's wish is for Cobra to free Drago. Johnny leads the set him free chant as everyone except the reptiles and Taya love this. Arrow goes out to Drago, who is left by the reptiles immediately, by the way. Cobra's like, she didn't even say yes. She just goes, fuck, and leaves him behind.
Yeah, and they're going to have to call up Batman because they need that anti-venom.
They're gonna wait. Why were they? Oh, to get yes.
Because the venom from Bane and all of that.
I thought you were gonna say anti-venom for Jeremiah, and I'm like, he did fine tonight. He did. He didn't get pinned at least.
I mean, he should still be laid to rest.
Nah, come on. They cut off Vabora's head. They need a third. And they cut off Vabora's head, and they just lost Drago. They need a third.
Dang, that's also much like how the Ponderosa match started. That's how Sean likes his sexual endeavors to begin. You gotta find a third.
No, stop it. I'm never gonna I've made it impossible for me to get laid. You're making it even more impossible for me to get laid.
Nah,
stop it.
Two juggalettes are gonna be like, hell yeah.
And then they're going to start kicking me in the nuts until I can't function anymore and I'll black out. I don't want that. You're sitting there being like, yeah, and the yeah, and is I don't want that. James, listen to my words.
I'm saying yeah, and please move on.
All right.
Sean doesn't want that, guys. I'm just making little jokes. He's a good, precious boy.
Yes. Thank you. And don't kick my nuts. Arrow goes out to Drago, left by the reptiles. Taya screams, takes the mic now. We have one wish, and this is what you do? Johnny replies, babe, let's give him a moment.
So funny.
So funny. Johnny, like, full on is like, has committed to the goodness at this point. We're not totally sure what has happened. Maybe I think it just was this fight with the reptiles, seeing what's important, what's not important. Seeing like, oh shit, they're like ready to kill us. We need to like what is important to me? But yeah, it's very, very sweet. Aerostar frees Drago. Drago screams for joy as he and Arrow leave together. Finally reunited, finally friends again after all this time. Friendship is a beautiful thing, you know.
And hopefully, Drago's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, so where's our other buddy Phoenix?" And then Arrow's gonna be like, "Oh fuck yeah, we gotta figure that out now too."
We might need some life resurrecting venom, actually.
Oh shit,
maybe. And I'm sorry. We had one wish. This is what you do. That was off mic. For now, Taya snatches the mic from Johnny. Immediately calls him an idiot for helping Arrow and Drago instead of advancing their careers. She's like, what? We did all of this for nothing? Johnny says, this was not for nothing. Cobra Moon could not grant my wish. Taya, only you can do that. I'm weeping. I know what's coming. He like motions for PJ for the ring, but not the wrestling kind. PJ roots around. They didn't have to do this. PJ roots around in his tights until he finally like gets deep into the front and pulls out that ring box.
What would have been funnier is he's looking everywhere. He looks in his junk and he goes, oh, and then he pats on his headband, pulls it out. Or
that would have been great.
He should have been like, hey, Aerostar, come back. Pats on his headband, pulls it out of there.
Just not, you didn't have to keep it next to your balls, but I get it. It's wrestling. I get it. But more importantly, he takes the ring. Johnny drops to a knee. Lights go purple as Johnny, they didn't need to do this, but this is also so cute. I kind of fucking love it. Johnny hits the Macho Man voice to ask Taya to marry him. And Taya says yes. Of course she says yes. And wife guy Johnny and Mrs. Mundo is complete. The baby face change is complete. As Johnny says, ooh yeah. And Macho's Pomp and Circumstance theme music plays. PJ's tearing up. James is tearing up. I'm tearing up as Johnny puts Taya on his shoulders, and Worldwide Underground are officially the goodest good guys that ever did good. Beautiful, beautiful, right? And nothing can go wrong from here. Everything will be fine forever. The end.
Yeah,
they all lived happily ever after.
I retold this story, the ending to Nicole, and I was like tearing up. Well, I was like, oh, I'm gonna start crying again.
Yay! Dude, it was very sweet. I love it when they do shit like this. And then they all live happily, happer.
Hey guys, head over to
There's
twitch.tv
a post-credit scene.
Oh, god damn it.
I thought, okay, it's a short one. Ricky makes a wish into the bathroom mirror, holding his little dolly that were sent away from ringside. Weren't even allowed to compete. He says, I have a wish too, that Johnny and Taya are together until death do them part. And he smiles and the doll laughs, and then James hits him with them plugs.
Hey guys, head over to twitch.tv /Goose Von Kaiser to someday see Goose do that. Or check out Shakespeare Blood Oath. They're doing things in the park, maybe. They got some shows inside of buildings coming up soon, but it's on Instagram.
Yes, it is. Instagram, Facebook, wherever you get your social media, baby.
And, even on Truth Social.
Especially on Truth Social.
Hey guys, head over to patreon.com /MLM where for $5 a month you get exclusive content every single Friday. This Friday is Nicole and I celebrating our 12th year anniversary as a couple, where we'll be doing things in dozens, fuckers. So check that out over on Mini Meatball Girls. And $10 patrons get all of that, plus monthly bonus exclusive content in the form of straight to Patreon. Maybe Torchy and Sean will come over and watch something like a trauma movie. Maybe we should do that for my birthday celebration that's happening at the end of the month. And you get shout outs on every single free feed podcast. So let's begin with those, starting with Steve F, Alex Z the Waz, Orion, my pickle brother in common law, Joshua, Jake, Steve Barnes, a sweet child of time, and Intro Void, my mother, Lil Corey's BFF and now former roommate Shane from This Movie's Gay, as well as twitch.tv /Core Winning, it's Corwin from the Rom Complex, as well as Formulaic, a podcast and script writing, it's twitch.tv /R2 Shelby 2, and from Speed Radio, a podcast and all things Sonic the Hedgehog, it's Tay, aka Zinny D, and I've been James.
And I've been Sean, and this has been a sweaty time of pro wrestling. A Purple Prancer forever, be like Bob.
Bye-bye. Oh, yeah.